Mothernode CRM provides many different ways to search for data in the system, and the search methods are the same throughout Mothernode, whether it's quotes, orders, invoices, other transactions, and then customers, contacts, and leads and opportunities. For example, a search can be as easy as typing in a record number. If I type in a record number without hitting any keys, it auto searches, it's very responsive, it begins to search and give me results below. If I click on clear and I wish to search by name instead of record number, then I can begin typing in a name, and again, it's very responsive and it'll find the information that you're seeking. And also, don't forget that you have the quick reference function in the upper right, and you'll see the previous 10 records that you have accessed. So it's a very easy way to access records that are fresh to you, records that you have been working on, whether they're quotes, opportunities, customers, leads, and so forth. Now in this video, we'll focus on advanced searches. Advanced searches give you the ability to search on virtually any criteria that is tracked in the system. Very beneficial if you're looking to drill down for very, very specific information, very, very specific records in the system. And don't forget that advanced searches can be saved. This is great for referring to searches that you do often, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. And they're excellent for marketing lists. You can build marketing lists, you can save them, and then incorporate those lists into your distributions using the Mothernode marketing function, whether it's email campaigns or follow-up sequences. We'll take a look at a couple different ways to develop advanced searches in Mothernode. I'm doing this today from leads and opportunities, but the process is exactly the same in the other modules within Mothernode. So if you learn it here, you're going to know how to do it within other functions like customers, contacts, and all of the transactions. Now if I click on the actions drop down, I'll see advanced search, and it provides me with the start of the process, and we'll step through a couple of examples. I'll tell you a little secret. If you click on this drop down arrow, it is a shortcut to the advanced search function, but either way you have a couple ways of getting there. Now to develop a search, let's use an example. We're in leads and opportunities and we want to drill down a little bit deeper into this list. For example, I would like to see my top opportunities being those that are currently open, those that I expect to close within the next 60 days, and those with a probability of 75% or greater. That way I can drill down quickly, I can save the search so I can pull it up at any time and find those leads and opportunities that are nearing the finish line. I can pull them up and focus on how to get them across the finish line as soon as possible. So to develop the search, I'll go into the criteria for the advanced search. Now in leads and opportunities, the default criteria in a new advanced search happens to be status equals open. If I were to set it, I would look for the status field in the list and then select it, select my operand, and then select one of my options. So the first step is already done for me, status equals open. To add another criteria, I will click the plus symbol, and for my second criteria, I will scroll down and find estimated close date, and I believe that will be under opportunity details, and it is. I'll select estimated close, I'll select my operand. In this case, it will be next, which gives me a lot of flexibility. I have time frame options, including days, weeks, and months. In this case, I would like to see all open leads and opportunities with an estimated close date within the next 60 days. The nice thing about this is that it's not date specific, so it allows me to always run the report. I can run this at any time and it will always look ahead over the next 60 days. And then my final criteria in this example is that I would like to see these two criteria met, but I would also like to see all leads and opportunities with a probability of 75% and greater. So I'll click the plus symbol so I can add an additional criteria. And this should be under opportunity details as well. And I do see it here, probability. And then I'll use the operand based on my needs. For this example, I'll use greater than or equal to, because I want all leads and opportunities with a probability greater than or equal to 75%. And I don't have to type the percent symbol, just the 75. And I have my 3 criteria. Now you may have noticed that the word and basically separates the criteria. And then you see an or option here. And just to explain that, the ands basically mean that we have set a combination of criteria. So the leads and opportunities in this list all have to meet these 3 criteria in order to be pulled into my list, in order to be pulled into my search. So the difference between an and an or is that with an or statement, it allows you to make more of a choice. In this case, with ands, all of these have to be true in order to pull the data into the report. With an or, it gives you more of a choice. And I'll show you an example of that in just a moment. So now that I've set my criteria, I can, I don't want to reset, but I have that as an option. I can conduct the search immediately, but this is one that I may want to run on a regular basis. So what I would like to do is click Save to give it a name and save it so that I can access it again at any time. I also, as you can see, I have the ability to update an existing search, so I'll always have the option here for that. And I'll have the option of when I run a search, an advanced search that is, I'll have the ability to add the results to a follow-up sequence. In this case, I'd like to save the search, and I will give it the name "60 days estimated close, 75 probability," something that's indicative of what the report will produce. I do have the option to make this my default. What that means is that if I were to check this, then this would be the search that would run every time I access leads and opportunities. I don't necessarily want that, so I will not select the checkbox. I'll select Save and Run. We'll see the search immediately run, and it is now drilled down to my 4 opportunities that are of at least 75% probability, as you can see, and are within the 60 days of the estimated close date. And now I have what I need to review my hottest opportunities in the pipeline and try to move these forward and close some business. I can also see the reference to the name of the search in the upper right. If I were to click on clear, let's say that we were starting fresh in this list, then how do I find it? How do I run it? Well, I'll go to the saved searches list. I can see everything that has been saved, and I see my search here, 60 days estimated close, 75 probability. I simply click on it, and from here on in, that's all I have to do in order to run it. Now what I'll do is click on clear to refresh the list so we can go into one other brief example. If I click my shortcut, access advanced searches, now I'd like to put together and save a search that will allow me to find older leads that have a status of lost or canceled. These can still be valuable to me. I can run a list, I can review it, perhaps use it for marketing purposes, and use it for a marketing campaign to reach out to these lost and canceled leads to spark interest. A lost lead today could be a hot prospect tomorrow. So let's put that together. I'll go ahead and set my first criteria, status equals lost. And now I'll use or because I want to create more of a choice for my criteria. So I'll select status again, equals is fine, just to show you some of the other options for your operands. And then I'll select canceled. So the benefit of doing it this way is that the or statement gives you more of a choice, so that when this search runs, it will either pull in leads and opportunities that are marked as lost or marked as canceled. But it will pull in both of these types of leads and opportunities. If I were to use an and statement for these two, the report would not produce results because it would try to find leads and opportunities that have both statuses, and that is not possible. So the or statement is what you should use. So this is more of a simple search, but it demonstrates the or operand capability. I'll go ahead and save it. Call it what it is, which is lost or canceled. I don't want to save it as my default. I'll go ahead and save and run. And just like with the other report, it produces my results and it shows me that it has been saved here in the upper right, and this is the current search that I'm using. And also, you may have seen this in some of our other training tutorials, but since I've produced this search, if I go to another module in Mothernode, let's say customers, it could be any, and go back to leads, then it will save the search until I'm ready to conduct a new search in leads and opportunity. So you can always go back to the list that you were working within. Now, if I clear the list, I can see both searches that I have developed during this training tutorial. Now, there are a couple ways that you can manage a search. I'll go back to my first example. I'll run it very quickly. And the ways that you can manage is, first of all, when I run a search, I can click my advanced search shortcut and it opens up all the criteria. So this allows me to make any changes. If I do decide to make a change, let's say I want to make a change to the probability or estimated close time frame or status, or even add or remove criteria, no problem. I can do so and then click update to update my existing search. If I make changes and I wish to create a new search based on those changes, then I can click on save and save it as a brand new search. So I have some options there, but this is how I can quickly determine how a search that I run here is developed here. You can further manage your saved searches by clicking on the Save Searches drop-down, and at the bottom you'll see the option Manage Saved Searches. So you'll see all of the searches that you have access to, and this is where you can make a search public. The one that I created by default is private so that only I see it. However, if I believe that others on my team would benefit from this search, then I can make it public just by clicking the checkbox. There is no save button, so it's that easy. Clicking the checkbox and I can X out of this, and now it's public for others on my team to see and to run. I can do the same with the other search that I developed. However, if I would like to make it private, then I would not check the public checkbox or deselect it if it's already checked. So I can do the same with my other searches. This gives me an opportunity to review my searches. You can also see based on the red dot that you can delete searches. Be very careful when it comes to deletion. You want to make sure that you're not deleting something that you could really use, or if it's something that has been marked public that your team members are using, it could be something that you would not want to delete as well for that reason. Additionally, based on the columns that we see here, we also have a column called default. So this is where you can change your default search. Typically, you have a default, depending on the module that you're in, of something like all or mine or open, but to make a switch, and set your default to any of the existing searches in this list. It's just a matter of clicking the checkbox. In this case, I would only like to see those that are assigned to me, which is a common need. All I have to do is click the checkbox next to Show Mine. It automatically removes the checkbox next to Show Open. I'll close out of the list. I'll click Clear, and that will take me to my default. And once again, the process is exactly the same throughout all the major Mothernode modules in terms of developing your advanced searches and managing them. Once again, a great way to drill down to see exactly what you want to see, not to mention managing special lists like marketing distribution lists. For more information, visit our YouTube channel or customer support site. Or with any questions, please contact us directly at customer.support@mothernode.com.